Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lauren with Laura's Leaves, and in today's video, I want to show you guys my Sansevieria collection. I want to go over each individual plant and kind of share some care tips, some tips and tricks about this particular type of plant, and show you all the beauties that I have in my collection. Now, the plant Sansevieria that I'm going to be talking about today has recently been reclassified and is now referred to as Dracaena trifasciata. But in today's video, just for my own sake, I'm going to refer to it as Sansevieria. Sansevierias or Dracaenas are a part of the Asperaceae family. Let me try that one more time. The Asparagaceae family. I will put the word on the screen because that's hard for me to say. That's a tongue twister. These plants here originate in tropical West Africa, and these are a very hardy, easy to take care of houseplant and are considerably one of my favorites for that particular reason.
Basic Sansevieria care tips. Let the plant dry out completely between watering. They prefer medium to high light areas, but can tolerate low light situations and do not overwater. Overwatering a Sansevieria can mean the kiss of death. Now onto the plant collection.
So I am going to start out with the first Sansevieria I've ever purchased, which is this Sansevieria cylindrical. And I found this at Lowe's, I believe. It came potted up in something else. A really cute pot, which I no longer have. But when I repotted this, and I will link that video up above, something I found odd was that there was soil on the bottom, and this plant was then covered with sphagnum moss to about here, and it was braided, which you will find these in big box stores a lot of the time braided up. That's why it's kind of curly like Medusa hair, because I unbraided it, and it was tied at the bottom with a rubber band, which kind of like sunk into the skin of this here snake plant. But as you can see here, it is putting out a little baby for me. So these are all separated into 3 separate plants when I repotted it, and it has taken a while to put out this little baby, but super easy. This is the OG in my house. I've had this going on 4 years now. I bought this when I moved into this house here, so it was kind of my housewarming present to myself. Next we have this little Starfish Sansevieria. He has been riding the struggle bus because I did split him apart from the little babies that it grew, and I may have overwatered it once or twice. So it's kind of looking, it looks like it needs to be watered, but it most definitely doesn't. And this one's just a little guy, but you can get ones like this that are a lot bigger and a lot more substantial. But the reason why I like to have little ones like this, or the cylindrica, they're very sculptural, and they add a different element to the home. I have a lot of foliage plants. I'm a leaf lover, a foliage lover, but these sculptural petal-like snake plants add an awesome element, and they're very, very easy. Here we have a type of bird's nest Sansevieria snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue, as some people refer to it as. Their little nicknames or common names. But this here is a Sansevieria hanei, and he's in the give me the dirt pot. I love this little pot. Easy care. These plants thrive off neglect, in my opinion. I buy these specifically to put them in low light spots. So the less light they get, the less water they get. The more light they get, the more water they get. And these will maintain themselves in low light areas. That is typically where I keep them with no issues. The more light you do give them, like I mentioned, the more water they will need and the faster they will grow. I kind of buy these plants because I love how they look, and they're good fillers for the space that you might not want to put a Hoya or even a pothos if it's too dark. These ones can handle it for the most part. So like I mentioned before, they do have commonly referred to names. such as snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue, sword, someone's sword, I can't remember what they call it, but it does have a lot of common nicknames. And this one here is my whale fin, another little nickname. This is a Sansevieria masoniana. I'll put the name on the screen if I have it incorrect. But this is my little baby whale fin, Sansevieria, and I think it is just the cutest thing. It hasn't pushed off any babies yet, but I did plant it and receive this plant with a big rhizome at the bottom. So it should put off other babies that look similar to this with the same patterning. Talking's hard. Man, talking's hard. This is my fiance's plant. This is a Sansevieria samurai. And this baby is sharp. I definitely know where it gets its name and for what reasons. This is a dangerous one, very pokey, also sculptural, kind of grows similarly to the Starfish Sansevieria. You can't really tell compared to this one because this one is not living its best life lately. But they grow upright and it kind of like rotates as it grows, spirals, and I think that is just so interesting. Now on to my most favorite one in my collection. This is my Moonshine Sansevieria. This one too lives in low light area in my home, and I've noticed since from when I purchased it to, I've had it at least a year now, and it's lost that very silvery, pastel-y, shimmery, moonshiny look. It's more dappled. If you've seen it maybe on my Instagram or maybe in a previous video, it looked brighter. And I believe that's due to where it's living in my home. If I think I'm gonna move it into a higher light area to see if it brings back some of that silvery texture and color back to the leaves, because the color is definitely different from when I purchased it. And I really love that moonshine color. I love a silver plant, so it definitely gave off silver vibes when I purchased it. Maybe if the pot's messing with me, since the pot is gold in contrast with the leaves, maybe it's just like an optical illusion thing. But I think it's due to the light levels it's been getting. So I might move this one somewhere else, because these plants will thrive with a lot of bright light. They will grow faster, they will eventually flower, and that's not where I keep them in my home. I usually buy them, like I said, to specifically fill up those dark corners, to give them some ambiance in the room where I would kill any other plant but this behemoth, strong, hardy ass snake plant. So now I have two more in my collection. These are the big boys next to me. I am going to touch on this one first. This is a Sansevieria Bantal Sensation. I haven't had this one for that long. Since I got it, I split it up into 3 separate pots. This is the biggest one right here. I have another pot about this size, and then a little baby over here. Let me grab it. So many snake plants. Ugh. Here's a little baby, and then something else cool to show you guys if you're interested. I do have some cuttings propagating. They are getting some little roots down on there, and this is kind of an experiment for myself. That is the whole point of plants to me, is kind of experimenting, seeing what you can get away with your plants, what you can't get away with. And I've heard, but not yet tested it out for myself, that if you propagate snake plants without the rhizome, there's a possibility of reversion. So this comes out with many colors on it. Greens, whites, emeralds, so on. A lot of different variation in the texture of these leaves. So those cuttings do not have no rhizome at the bottom. I really am curious to see how the babies will grow. Will they be a solid green snake plant? or will it still maintain this white, green, almost even blue in some spots variegation? Because this plant does have really amazing color to it, and it just goes so well together the way it's like painted on. So we will see. I will keep you guys updated on that to see how those babies do. And last but not least is my biggest of the snake plants. This is my black coral snake plant, and this is the biggest one in my collection. I purchased this past summer, and it's easy peasy. These are cast iron plants. You can water them with any kind of water. They don't really mind tap water, city water, purified water, rainwater. It doesn't matter. They will do fine with it because guess what? You're not supposed to water them that often. They're just happy to get a drink, I suppose. I found this at Home Depot for 16 bones and love it. This upright effect gives depth to your house, gives depth to any room. I really do love Sansevierias. And be on the lookout, because like I said, this ain't gonna be the biggest one in my collection for long. I do wanna split this up. I will keep a piece for myself, and then probably take the rest of them, put them around my house, eventually sell them and give them away to friends. Let them acclimate for a month or so, and then maybe put them on the marketplace, maybe do some trades, or give them away to family and friends. Maybe I can save them and use them for my wedding this coming fall. Who knows? The options are endless. Black coral Sansevieria, baby. Well, you guys, that is it for my Sansevieria collection. Let me know down in the comments below what some of the Sansevierias in your collection are. They really are very easy to take care of, very minimal plants. They definitely add an awesome element to any home, any space, I think. And though you might not want to keep these in low lit areas for years and years and years, you should probably rotate them out every once in a while. They do fill up that low light space so well, and they might suffer very minimally for it, which is great. A great houseplant. Love these Sansevierias. Dracaena. If you are interested in Sansevieria propagation or how to divide your snake plants, be on the lookout for my next video. I think I'm going to split this bad guy into 5 different pieces, maybe a little less. And I'm going to go over on how you can propagate by rhizome or how you can propagate by leaf cuttings, because that is also an option, like I showed you guys with the Bantal sensation. So that is in the works for the future, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.